Hey guys, so we're on our motorcycle trip 2023 and this turned out to be completely different than we've planned. So the original plan was to ride the Route des Grands Alpes. That's a very beautiful route through the French Alps from what's the name again, at the Lake Geneva, Thonon-les-Bains. So normally we would ride from Thonon-les-Bains at the Lake of Geneva all the way down south through to the French mountains until the coast in Menton. That's very near to Monaco. But a few days before we would have left, the weather forecast was like, no, not on the motorbike, not even with scuba gear. they predicted so much rain, so much storms that, well, it was not a possibility. It's not going to be fun to ride that route with this weather. So I think like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, we decided to go north, and at the moment, well, we're on a ferry to Norway. So we left this morning in Belgium at around, I think, 10 o'clock. And then we rode for maybe 6 hours, 5-6 hours with the necessary stops for food and drink. And we arrived here in Emden, Germany, just over the Dutch border where we should have catched the boat. And we arrived here at, I think, 4 o'clock or something. The boat left at 5, so we were pretty nice on time. Well, we're on our way to Norway at the moment. Perfect. So tomorrow at 10 o'clock we arrive at Kristiansand in Norway, and then, well, the journey begins. Before our front wheels touch Norwegian land in the morning, we have 18 hours to kill on this boat. We did our best to spend a few of those hours sleeping. It's Saturday morning. We're up bright and early, buzzing with energy and excitement. We managed to get some sleep, though not nearly enough. At around 10 AM, our wheels touch Norwegian soil at the harbor of Kristiansand. I still can't believe we're really here. The previous night, as we shared a couple of beers, we made a spontaneous decision to try and explore as far as Geiranger fjord and the Trollstigen, and maybe even the Atlantic Road. Of course, we're fully aware it's impossible to cover such a long distance, over 1,000 kilometers, in just one day. Remember, Norway doesn't have many highways, and even the designated E-roads feel more like country lanes. But hey, I'm not complaining. As we find our way out of the harbor, there's a funny incident where Gunther confuses the Norwegian border officer, allowing us to pass through the wrong gate instead of standing in line. Our plan for today is to ride north until we reach Roldal, where we'll spend our first night. It's a 380-kilometer journey and we're eager to get started. Right out of the harbor we catch our first glimpse of Norway's incredible beauty. It's just a taste of what awaits us on this Nordic adventure.
Leave me like cloth on a hanger. Let me get eaten by prey. All I can lose has been taken away. Hey, 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 hey. Don't mind me. We both know what they said. She was a stupid girl anyway. Walk on by while the pavements bleed. If you're not made of steel,
The route Gunther made for today already showed us some breathtaking views over the high plains still covered in snow and ice. Riding through this epic landscape is truly a privilege. The roads are smooth and winding, but the riding pace is kept down in favor of looking around and taking in the scenery. For now. Our first day in Norway is coming to an end. Jan booked us a cabin somewhere around Rolldal. We settled in and went on a little exploration of the neighborhood and went straight to bed afterwards.
Good morning. Well, I slept like a log. In fact, I think I'm still asleep. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes, almost 8 o'clock in the morning. We already cleared out the cabin and had some biscuits and coffee for breakfast. But we'll probably stop along the way for something more nutritious, I hope. Coffee is all I need for now. I don't think Jan booked a place to stay for tonight yet, so we'll probably keep up heading north for another 350-ish kilometers of extreme beautiful nature. God, I love this country. And the weather, again, just like it was yesterday, is perfect. Let's hope this keeps up for the entire trip, but then again, this is Norway, so that's probably asking too much. I'm very pleased with the GS. It performs flawlessly. It's the perfect weapon for a trip like this. It's backed up with 2 panniers weighing more than 12 kilograms each. I'm not even aware they're there. But then again, I'm sure that's the same for the guys on the triumphs. Speaking of which, the triumphs are almost fully packed, so I better get a move on and do the same. See you on the road, guys.
Keep talking good, keep talking sweet, keep sugar on, baby. I got you good, I got you sweet, got you on hold. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. Keep moving fast,
Schitterend. Echt schitterend.
keep rhythm on, baby. You got me good, you got me sweet, got me on hold. Baby knows what I want, baby knows just how I'm feeling now. You got me locking, walking, stalking, rocking, freaking, and freewheeling for a while. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. I may be here, I may be there, I may be gone, baby, just for a while. 'Cause when you smile, got me on hold. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. My baby knows what I'm all about, what I'm all about. Mama used to say, Mama used to say, Mama used to say, Mama used to
Well, we made it to our stay for tonight. Although our stay last night was cozy, I prefer this. We each have our own room and a bathroom with a shower, which I will be using momentarily. And I even have my own freaking balcony. We rode a little over 350 kilometers today. We arrived here at about 8 p.m, so we got here a bit later as expected. But hey, we saw the Latefossen waterfall, the Vøringfossen waterfall, the incredible view over the Aurlandsfjords, and we rode the most epic twisties you can find in Europe. But first, a much needed shower, and then dinner. Geert cooked one of the best pastas I ever had. By the time we finished dinner, it was late in the evening and way past bedtime. Although, in the summer, this high up north, it doesn't get darker than twilight.
1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. Unbelievable. Good morning, day 4. I think I lose count on these adventures. We've been riding for a couple of hours since we left the house this morning. It's about 11 a.m. right now. We kinda left in a hurry. We might have overslept just a little. So to make up some time, I skipped filming an intro for today, and I have a feeling that might happen again on this trip. Today, if everything goes according to plan, we'll see 2 of the 3 main goals we set, Geiranger fjord and the Trollstigen, in total 330 kilometers. We'll spend the night a few kilometers past the Trollstigen in a town called Venjastad. The beautiful 90-20 degrees and open sky should hold for now according to the local forecast, although it is a bit cloudy up here. I must say, when we ride up the high plains like this at altitudes of 700-800 meters, it gets cold quickly. The temperature drops from a cozy 90-20 degrees to a freezing 4 or 5 degrees. It feels and looks a bit like riding in a freezer. Very beautiful though, that's for sure. But in summer gear, I can assure you, that's a bit nippy. But again, not complaining. Geiranger fjord. Very impressive. Very impressive. After a quick look around in Geiranger and a stop at one of the many beautiful waterfalls, it was time for the Trollstigen. But riding up the south side of the mountain, it dawned on us we might not see a lot of it. We could see the clouds hanging around the mountain, and as we gained altitude, we became part of those clouds. When we finally hit the highest point, we couldn't see 100 meters ahead. When we started our descent on the north side, the actual Trollstigen, where the epic view on the winding road flanked by a waterfall supposed to be, was nothing but clouds. It was only after descending a few hundred meters we rode out of the clouds and got a glimpse of the Trollstigen. We booked a fisherman's cabin for the night a few kilometers further down the road. Let's check it out. Hey guys, good evening. So, we're here at the
I think a few kilometers past the Trollstigen. And we just arrived in our hut for today. This thing is great. There's no bathroom, there's no streaming water. All the water we have is in cans. The toilet is right there. That's our toilet. So this is really back to basics. But actually, I love it. For one night, this is great. This is really great. We had a wonderful ride today. Well, Norway is something else. If you haven't been riding in Norway, you really should come here and take the ferry up to Norway and ride Norway for a few days at least, maybe even for a few weeks. So it's a shame we don't have the time to go all the way up north to the highest point, but okay, we have some Norway days, and this is, well, it's something else. It's something completely different than the Alps, for example. The Alps are great. It's just different. It's not better. It's not worse. It's different. We rode the Trollstigen today, but it was completely in the mist, so we didn't see actually a lot of it. When we start riding down from the Trollstigen, the mist cleared a little. But maybe we're gonna check how we are on time tomorrow. But it is possible that we ride the Trollstigen up and down again, just to have done it in the sunshine. And then tomorrow, I think it's going to depend on the weather, but normally it should be okay. Tomorrow we will ride the Atlantic Road. I'm really looking forward to that one. You should experience it for yourself. You should come here. You definitely should come here. This is... Look at this. And we have the river right here. It's just... Well, it's a shame of the clouds, but... Well, let's hope they're gone tomorrow. That's always the hope, right? Okay, let's make some dinner.
What I meant was, let's see what's for dinner. Because when I went back inside, Geert already whipped up some hot dogs like I never had before. After dinner, we had some drinks outside by the fire, listened to some really wild stories, and went to bed way too late. Again. Good morning. Day 5 already. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. We already had something for breakfast. I'm still finishing my coffee. Oh, and I experienced one of the most adventurous toilet visits I had in a long time. I don't think we'll ride the Atlantic Road. I don't think we'll ride the Trollstigen again today. It's still very clouded, so it will probably still be in the mist. So we'll head up north just a little bit further, up until Kristiansand. And that's the most northern point we'll hit on this trip. And then we'll start heading back south, and we'll ride the Atlantic Ocean Road on our way to Stryn. And Stryn is where we booked a cabin for tonight. So let's finish packing and head straight for the Atlantic Road.
Okay, we're getting ready to ride the Atlantic Road. We had a little rain, just light rain. But at the moment it stopped, so let's hope it stays this way. I'm really curious about the Atlantic Road. I hope there's not too much wind, but we'll see. Check this out.
Next week he asks, which troubles do you seek? Your heart is the root of all weak. I bowed my head and hid my eyes, but he shook me out of my disguise and said, ain't got no blues.
Bucket list. Check. We rode the Atlantic Ocean Road, made some pictures like real tourists, had lunch and made our way back down the stream. After some wandering around, searching for the right cabin, we finally found the place. And it was a nice place. Once again, everybody had his own room, and we even had a room to spare. 2 bathrooms, a cozy living space, a big, fully equipped kitchen, and a magnificent view from the balcony. Half an hour after arriving, Gunther discovered a living soul in distress. Some sheep wandered outside their fence and were desperately looking for a way back in. His training took over and off he went. After the good deed of the day, Geert used the kitchen and we had a nice taco dinner, some beers, and we planned the route for the coming days. Since this afternoon we're heading south again. We're officially on our way back home. On Saturday, that's 3 days from now and about 1,000 kilometers, we have to be back in Kristiansand to catch our boat back to Emden. Tomorrow though, we'll try to reach Bergen. But now, it's time for bed. Good morning, day 6 of this Norway adventure. Today we'll ride down to Bergen, that's a 350 kilometer ride. We're heading south through the west side of Norway. That means a lot of fjords and probably a lot of ferries. But that also means a lot of beautiful views and twisty roads. Hopefully we'll reach Bergen a little earlier in the day. That way we have some time to explore the city and maybe even go out for dinner.
Some get hooked the day they're born. Some fall into it as time moves on. Some are defenseless when Cupid strikes. But I've been heartless ever since I opened my eyes. I'm gonna run from love. Yeah, I'm gonna run from love. Ain't nobody gonna get me to slow it down. I'm gonna run from love. Some are weary and some are lost. Some keep their spirits up at any cost. Some pay the price and some only talk. But I've been feeling nothing since the day I could walk. I'm gonna run from love. Yeah, I'm gonna run from love. Ain't nobody gonna get me to slow it down. I'm gonna run from love. Yeah.
Gunther did a perfect job on the route today. Beautiful sights, nice twisty roads, although I must say we noticed that the twistiness level was a bit lower than the previous days. And a lot more traffic as well. But that was to be expected. The west side is the more populated area of Norway. At around 7 o'clock in the evening we rode into the city of Bergen. Thanks to Gunther's impeccable navigational skills we reached the place Jan booked for us tonight without any problems. And again, Jan found a very nice place. We had the first floor of this yellow house on a rather quiet street in the center of Bergen. We dragged our luggage up these pretty tricky stairs, settled in and went into the city for some dinner and sightseeing. Bergen is the well-known historical harbor district that reflects the city's significance during the trading area from the 14th to the mid-16th century. Despite multiple fires, Bergen's typical wooden houses have been reconstructed using traditional methods preserving its original form. About 62 buildings remain from that area. Bergen's current appearance dates back to the post-1702 fire reconstruction, maintaining its medieval compact urban configuration. Okay, enough with the history lesson. But that also ends the day for us. Time to go to bed. Good morning once again, day 7, our last full day in Norway. The trip is coming to an end, but before we go back home we still have, well, almost 2 days of riding in Norway. So let's not think about ending this trip, but rather enjoying these last days. Today we'll head further south to Jorpeland. It's very close to Stavanger, the heart of the Norwegian oil industry, but also the home of another well-known tourist attraction. But more about that later. For now, let's enjoy today's shorter route, about 250 kilometers. Yeah, we felt the end of this perfect motorcycle trip breathing down our necks. But we had one more thing to look forward to. Because of the shorter distance we had to ride today, we arrived early in Jorpeland about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You see, we really wanted to see another certain location. But to get there we had to hike up the mountain for 2 hours. But it was worth it. The Preikestolen, or Pulpit Rock in English, is worth the climb. It's a cliff that reaches 604 meters above sea level. You can actually walk all the way up to the very edge of the cliff and stare 604 meters straight down to the water in the Latefossen underneath. Well, if you have the nerve. We had a picnic in the middle of the plateau with an amazing view over the surrounding fjords. And of course the boys took turns posing for the iconic Preikestolen pictures. After we hiked back down, which went alarmingly faster than up, we rode back to the house, had a drink, maybe two, and eventually went to bed. Way too late. As usual. Good morning, day 8 and our last day in Norway. I got out of bed feeling a little under the weather this morning. I'm probably already missing Norway, but it kept me from filming enough footage for today. So today we'll ride down from Jorpeland back to Kristiansand, about 200 kilometers. Embarkment starts at 3 p.m, so we're good on time. We rode a bit further inland today where the roads were less crowded and thus more fun to ride, but the scenery was mostly forest. So the lack of filming spared me the stress from trying to make 10 minutes of the same looking footage interesting to watch. So we'll keep it short today. We eventually got to Kristiansand a bit too early, so we patiently waited for embarkment to start. This took a lot more time than when we got on in Emden a week ago, but we eventually strapped our bikes down to the deck of the boat, found our cabin and settled in for the night. We should land in Emden around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then we'll ride the 350 kilometers back to our hometowns in Belgium, and this trip, this beautiful motorcycle journey filled with breathtaking scenery, thrilling roads, new friendships and a whole lot of plain relaxed fun becomes a memory. A tale to tell for years to come. So nothing left than to start planning our next trip. Maybe next year we actually ride the Route des Grands Alpes. Who knows? See you in the next one, guys.